Welcome. We've got some thrilling Arsenal news lined up for you, so stay tuned until the end to catch all the latest updates. And don't forget to leave 300 likes to keep us motivated in bringing you the latest Arsenal updates. Arteta drops hint of injury returns as Arsenal eye boost ahead of Forest clash. Mikel Arteta has teased that Arsenal could welcome back some of their sideline players for Saturday's Premier League trip to Nottingham Forest, keeping the Gunners' title push firmly on track. The boss, chatting to the press at the Sober Realty Training Centre on Friday, confirmed there were no fresh knocks picked up after the cracking 3-2 win over Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg at Stamford Bridge. Arsenal are currently missing three key defenders in Riccardo Calafiori, Piero Hincapié and Christian Mosquera, plus young forward Max Daumann, but Arteta sounded quietly hopeful about getting a few bodies back in time for the City Ground showdown. When pressed on whether any of the injured quartet might feature against Forest, Arteta kept it typically cagey but left the door ajar. They might be, I need to meet the medical staff to see if any can be. The Spaniard usually plays his cards close to his chest on injury matters, refusing to rule anything out just yet. That said, Riccardo Calafiori looks a long shot for an immediate comeback. Arteta had previously indicated the fullback would be sidelined for several more weeks with a muscle problem that flared up before the late December win over Brighton, forcing him to pull out during the warm-up. All in all, it's a proper boost for Arsenal if even one or two make the squad, giving them extra options as they look to stretch their lead at the top and make it a tough night for the home side. Come on, you Gunners. Mikel Arteta speaks out three key tweaks for Arsenal's trip to Nottingham Forest as Raya returns between the sticks. Arsenal head to the City Ground this Saturday looking to get back to winning ways in the Premier League after their recent stalemate. Mikel Arteta's lads had been in blistering form, rattling off 5 straight victories before being held to a goalless draw by Liverpool. Even with those 2 points dropped, the Gunners still sit pretty at the top of the table, 6 points clear of nearest challengers Manchester City and Aston Villa. The clash comes hot on the heels of a thrilling 3-2 Carabao Cup semi-final win over Chelsea, a match that showcased plenty of attacking flair but also exposed a few defensive frailties. With the quick turnaround, Arteta is expected to freshen things up tactically to make sure his side returns to collecting maximum points against a dogged Nottingham Forest outfit. Reports suggest the boss will make 3 notable changes to the side that started against Chelsea, aiming to inject fresh legs and restore balance after a hectic midweek schedule. The headline switch sees a familiar face returning to his usual position between the posts to shore up the backline. David Raya, the £27 million man signed from Brentford, is set to reclaim his spotting goal ahead of on-loan Kepa Arrizabalaga. Kepa came in for some stick after the Chelsea game, particularly for the way he dealt with 2 of the goals conceded, one when he strayed off his line unnecessarily against Alejandro Garnacho, and another from a set-piece where his presence in the 6-yard box left a bit to be desired. Raya remains the clear number 1 for League and Champions League ties and will be chasing his 11th clean sheet of the campaign. Mikel Arteta spoke about the adjustments in his pre-match presser. David Raya coming back is a massive boost for US. His presence not only strengthens our defensive structure but gives US the chance to be more proactive with the changes in the team. These tweaks against Nottingham Forest will help US keep the intensity high and take full advantage of the areas where we can hurt them with renewed energy. Up front, the first change is likely to see Noni Madueke come in for Bukayo Saka on the right flank. Saka put in a full 90 against Chelsea and has been ever-present, but with such a short recovery window it makes sense to give the England international a breather. Madueke has shown he can step up when rotated in. Just look at how effective he was at Bournemouth following that big win over Aston Villa. The second attacking switch sees Gabriel Martinelli returning to the left wing in place of Leandro Trossard. Trossard only recently shook off a minor knock and started midweek, but Martinelli's electric form makes him the natural choice to come back in. The Brazilian has been in fine fettle, banging in a hat-trick in the FA Cup against Portsmouth, and he boasts a decent record against Forest with 4 goal involvements in his last 6 meetings according to Transfermarkt. With those 3 changes, Arsenal's likely lineup against Nottingham Forest shapes up as Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Rice, Odegaard, Havertz, Madueke, Jesus, Martinelli. The shape should deliver the right mix of defensive solidity and attacking thrust to deal with Forest's counter-attacking threat. All eyes now turn to Saturday as Arsenal look to stretch their unbeaten run and bag another 3 vital points. Arteta's calculated rotation, especially the return of Raya, could prove the difference in keeping the title charge firmly on track during what remains a long and demanding season. Arteta teases more injury boosts as Arsenal prepare for a tough night at the City ground. Arsenal are gearing up for what promises to be a proper test this Saturday evening when they travel to Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Mikel Arteta's side currently sit top of the pile with a solid 6-point lead over their closest rivals, and they'll be desperate to keep that buffer intact against a Forest team scrapping to pull themselves out of the bottom half of the table. The Gunners head into the weekend on the back of a cracking 3-2 victory over Chelsea in the first leg of their Carabao Cup semi-final at Stamford Bridge. It was a proper end-to-end thriller, full of quality and drama, but crucially, Arsenal came through it without picking up any fresh knocks or niggles, a massive relief given how congested the fixture list is right now. That clean bill of health from midweek allowed Arteta to field a strong lineup, including the welcome returns of William Saliba and Leandro Trossard to the starting 11. Both lads had been sidelined with minor knocks that kept them out of the FA Cup third-round win at Portsmouth, so seeing them back in action and looking sharp was a timely lift for the squad as they navigate this busy period. Still, the treatment room isn't completely empty just yet. Arsenal remain without several key players, including left-back Ricardo Calafiori, who hasn't featured since the Carabao Cup quarter-final win over Crystal Palace before Christmas after picking up a knock during the warm-up for the Brighton game shortly after. He's missed the last 6 matches across all competitions, and his return has been pegged as a matter of weeks rather than days. Piero Hincapié, who stepped in admirably at left-back, limped off with a hamstring issue during the goalless draw against Liverpool last weekend and has been absent since. Meanwhile, centre-back Christian Mosquera has been out longer term with an ankle problem suffered back in early December during the 2-0 win over Brentford, and young prospect Max Daumann, the 16-year-old who damaged ankle ligaments in an under-21 friendly against Manchester United, is in a similar boat, with both a few weeks away from even resuming full training. Despite those absences, Arteta sounded quietly hopeful in his pre-match press conference on Friday morning at the Sober Realty Training Centre. When pressed on whether any of the injured quartet might make themselves available for the Forest clash, he kept his cards close to his chest but left the door ajar. "It might be," Arteta told reporters. "So I need to meet now with the medical staff. We have a training session now, and we will see if somebody is available for the weekend. I cannot tell you." The Spaniard was clear there were no new injury concerns coming out of the Chelsea game. "No," he replied bluntly when asked directly about fresh setbacks. That positive update means the focus can shift to potential returns rather than managing more problems, giving the coaching staff a chance to assess training sessions and make final calls on squad selection. With Arsenal still firmly in the hunt for 4 trophies this season — Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Champions League — every bit of depth and experience counts. Arteta's measured optimism suggests the medical team could deliver some good news before Saturday's kickoff, potentially bolstering an already strong group as they look to extend their unbeaten run and put more pressure on the chasing pack. All in all, it's shaping up to be an intriguing evening at the City ground. Forest will fancy their chances of causing an upset in front of their own fans, but if those hinted-at injury boosts materialise for Arsenal, it could make for a very long night indeed for the home side. The leaders arrive in good nick, full of confidence, and ready to keep the title charge rolling. Come on, you Gunners, let's see what happens. Thanks for watching Arsenal Time. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Continue following the Gunners' journey with us, and see you in the next video. Come on, you Gunners.